Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today we're going to do part 2 of making this little ephemera booklet trifold piece that we started in the last video. And I just want to get this finished today. So really we're just decorating and putting some things in these pockets. So this pocket we've already got our journal card for. I've just taken it out so we've got a nice, more or less flat surface to work on. So I'm going to start with this pocket, I think, because I have got a piece prepared. We've just got to finish off. And I've just backed this piece from the Pink Monarch Prints kit, the Vibrant Melodies kit. And I'm just going to use, I think I'm going to turn it into a tag and put it in there. So let's mark where I need to trim it. So I think it needs to be trimmed about here. And we can get that one finished off. In some ways it is easier to make these pieces if you're working with a single kit, which actually comes with some ephemera. The first few I made was a bit more of a struggle because I was working really with scraps and trying to make them work together. So actually that looks more like a journal card than a tag, doesn't it? I think I might do that, make it into a, rather than making it into a tag shape, I think I'll just round the corners, I think. That's what I think I'll do. Just simple rounding. Yep. Let's get rid of the little pieces. Okay. And we will ink it up. Maybe put a little bit of simple decoration on it. Let's see what I've got. I've just got a few little bits. So it's going to pop in there like that. So I think we need something up here, don't we? Perhaps a piece of vintage lace, maybe, and cut that in half. I'll just take that edgy bit off as well, actually. That there. I've got some little flowers and I've got them around somewhere. I've got a couple I'm keeping for the cover. But I could pop that on there. That would look quite sweet, wouldn't it? I might put a little pearl in the middle. I just put these away because I didn't think I was going to use them, and then I had to get them back out again. So I'll just cut that piece off. They're just little pearls on a strip. Oop. Seems to have got bits of thread stuck to it. I'm just going to put, maybe if I do it that way around, then we can, our little flower will show. So I'm just going to glue that on. much to my finger now. Just want it poking above a little bit, just to give it a pretty kind of toppery look. And there's a little paper flower. Goes nicely with these colours. On there, dollop of glue in the middle, and we put our pearl. Right in the centre there. I think that's probably all it needs really, just to finish it off. There we are. Okay, so we've got that. I don't think I want to put anything on here because these papers are really quite decorative on their own. I could put a piece of lace across there, I guess. What have I got? Got some of this sitting here. What about? How would that look across there? Maybe across the bottom? Yeah, I quite like that. Let's do it. I think I might use the fabric glue for this because this lace is a bit thicker. Now make sure I've got it the right way up. I think I did have it back to front. So we'll just put a little bit of glue on here, and that will just finish off that pocket. Really fun just to add these final little decorative bits. Okay, that's on there. And then we open it up. And we know we want to put some ephemera behind here. That's the plan. But I did think I might put some lace down the middle, but I think I want it to be double-sided, so let's see what I've got. I can put down the middle of down this belly band, down the middle. Yeah, I think this one would work. I think these are all Hobbycraft. Some of them might be, this could be Hobbycraft or the range. That is Hobbycraft. So just put a nice little bit of lace down the middle there. Maybe I could put another flower in the middle. I haven't got any more out, but I could just grab another one. Let's put that on. I've made it too long, of course I have. Just trim that. Just putting a little bit of glue just along the edges, just touching it a little. There. Okay. Now, do I want something in the middle? I feel that I do, but I don't know what. So I don't think I want to put that in the middle. Not quite right. I've got this piece, but I think it might be too thick for inside because I've got doubled up flowers there. And I think I really only want one flower, and I might use it on the front. So let's have a think what else I might put there. This is my jar where I've had all these flowers. Hardly used any of them. I forget I have them. So maybe I'll use another one. Sometimes when you're doing small things, it's good to stick to a simple decoration, not over decorate in lots of different ways. Keep it kind of cohesive. That's what I'm thinking. So let's try this in the middle. Yeah, it's a different colour to this one. This is a darker colour, but I quite like that. Just popped in the middle with another little pearl. So let's do that. Oops, oops, oops. Enough glue just to hold the whole thing down nice and firmly. And we'll put another little pearl in the middle. Gonna keep attaching it to this red sari silk, keep attaching itself to me. So a little blob of glue in the middle. Okay, that's there. I like that. Simple and pretty. Ooh. Those sari silk strings, you can't get away from them. So it's coming together nicely. I'm going to put a little something on these pockets just to cheer them up, make them look more interesting. I'm going to go for a little bit of book page, just a little touch on each one. A bit of Italian. I might just ink it a little bit. Don't want anything else. Did wonder about adding a little bit of music as well, just because there's kind of a music vibe going on with the background, with the papers. Look. Different colour. Is that a different colour there? Is it enough of a contrast? Like that maybe. Definitely musical notes on here. Maybe a bit of that. and a little label, little teeny label. Let's have a look, see what teeny labels we've got. Little number labels, I was thinking. So, could have this one, kind of there, and whoops, this one a bit big. Haven't really used these very small ones very often. I think this is a bit, although it's a small label, I think the number's too big on that one. Can I use about that one? Can I get a hold of it? I don't know, is that too big? Yeah, it's a little bit big still. Okay, I've got my eye on a little tiny one here. Oh, that's probably too tiny. Yeah. Okay, we'll find the right one in a mo. Got that one. Or I quite like the red border. Whoops, lost me a bit of the page. Oh, this one. No, I think I really want to stick with the red border. We'll have that one. Don't think there's anything else. There's a small oval one here. Sometimes it's these last little finishing touches that take the longest to decide on, isn't it? So I could have that there and put an oval one here. Something like that. Or this one. Yeah, wasn't sure about the oval one. I'm going to have that one. Okay. That's the ones I'm going for. Let's sit on my chair. I always end up kind of perched, half on, half off the chair, and then realise wondering why I'm getting a bad back and getting uncomfortable. So let's just do a little bit of ink. Little pockets just got a little bit of interest on them. And then to go in the pockets, there were loads of little pieces of ephemera that came with the Vibrant Melodies kit, and I don't know which ones I'm going to use until I've got them lined up. So I backed a whole bunch of them. Some were already backed, but they may not be the ones I want to use. So I think that's too pink. Not sure about that one. This is quite a nice one. That's been backed. Could pop that in there. What else? Oh, I don't want the same twice, do I? This is a nice one. I just need my scissors. No, not those scissors. like little, some of them are tickets and some of them are tiny tags. Right, I like this one, so I might just pop that in there. Oh, I didn't do a very good job with that trim in there, did I? I will give these a little quick ink before I finish, but that can go in there. Now, what else have I got? I wonder if some of these are going to be too small to go in the pockets. I thought these pockets were teeny tiny, but actually these tags, some of these tags are even teenier and tinier. So we'll see. At least they're backed if I have another use for them. Ooh. It would go on this side, but it's not going to go because of this. It's blending in too much with that background. So what can I find one that will show up? This one will show up. So I just pulled out some scraps of plain, like some bits of book page. There's a bit of ledger here, so that could go there. Maybe this one will go in. That fit in there? Yes, I think that would be okay. Do I want to put another one in somewhere? I like that ticket. Oh, it's, yeah. I have got this one, which is, I don't think it really goes. It doesn't really go with the rest. I could probably squeeze another one of these little tags in. Don't know how bulky it'll make it, but we'll give it a try. Go in there? Yes, it will. Let's put this ticket in. This ticket. Does it go that way? Probably. And that could pop in here, like that. Yeah, well, they've all gone in. It's not because those little pockets have got a bit of gusset about them. There's been room to pop in all these little tags. Still got some left. But what I do want to do is just ink around them so we lose that kind of, well, it's not really white, but you can see the backing. Okie dokie. Put that in there. Right there. Pull this over a bit. And pop that there. So yeah, well stuffed little pockets, lots of little tags, and that was just because I had all these little pieces left over from the kit, but you can easily make these things just with scraps, they're only tiny. So that's that. We need to put something in here, and I think, sticking with our theme, I have some vintage music here. So I'm hoping if I fold this in half and in half again, it will fit. May not. Is it going to fit that way? a little bit tight. I might just trim it a little at the top just to make it fit. Just a tad. Yeah. Not good folding. That's better. Right. Will it? Will it? Will it? No, it won't. So I'm just going to trim off a bit off the edge here. Rather than just fold and fold. Hopefully that's enough. There we go. There we are. A little bit of vintage book page, no, music paper. That's it. So all that's left to do is our little cover. So I'm going to keep that flat. And we do have, we have this beautiful image on here. So in theory, you don't really need to add very much. But I don't really want to leave it like that. So I've got this lady, I think it's an Artsology kit of really lovely ladies, and you get different sizes. I haven't got many of the small ones left now. And I thought she would look nice on there, but she's a little bit wide. So I think what I want to do is just trim her down there with these nice scissors, but just on the one side. Try and go straight. Reasonably straight. And then round the corners on this side, just a little bit. Okay, that's better. Bit of ink. Get rid of the whiteness. So I've got that. We've still got the flower. And I think I'd like to add a bit of vintage lace. And I've got a couple of options, in fact I've got more than two, but I'm trying to decide. And I've been struggling to make my mind up which one to use. I've got this lovely piece. It looks like, I think it's a piece of an old collar. Look, it's kind of curved around, which is why you get these funny pointy bits. I don't need it all. Got that, so it's a little thicker and very lovely. And I've got this piece, which I really love. I think I've used more of this because I absolutely love it, and this is all I have left. It was quite a good size piece when I started, but I love it. I think I might, because what I like is that you can still see the flower through. I only need a little. I might just cut a piece of that. Cut it straight, and then okay, and across here. Do that. Little low. I'll bring that right down to there. Have that going above there, like that. I'm just wondering whether I want anything else behind there. Possibly. possibly a bit of something. Not that bit. Book page there. Okay, we're getting there. Pull that across a little bit more because then we've got, see the book page. That can go there. Can go there. And then I've got my little flowers. And these have just got some little brads going through them. Little hearts, little gold hearts. So I thought I might put a couple of those, perhaps, there. And that brings in that colour, that poppy from the background. And then I might put a bit of something along, wrapped around the edge. I could even put something down that edge, maybe. Maybe I could do that. So I can either put a piece along here. Well, we'll start with what we start with. We'll build this up and then see whether we want to put anything else on. So first of all, I'm going to add this piece of lovely old Italian book page. I feel like I've missed a bit there. There's a dry bit, it hasn't got any glue on it at all. Okay. Now, I'd like to put that right to the edge there. Do I want this, if I'm going to use this, should it go underneath? I shall cut a piece anyway because I'll either put it there or I'll put it on the other side. And it's easier to see how it would look if I've cut it. There. And that just over the top there. Yes. Put her there, or a bit higher I think. Like that. Okay. I think I like that. Let me just fold this up and double check whether it looks like it needs it. Here. Whether that would look better. All to decide. That there. On that edge. That edge. I feel like it looks better there. Might even wrap it around a little bit. Yeah, I think so. Pull that out again. So So I might put this along here. Okay, so that when this video goes live, so that'll go up in a week's time, next Monday, that will be the day when I start my jury service. I'm at that stage now where I just want to get it over and done with. Put it behind me. I mean, it might be really fascinating, I might really enjoy it, but I just have a feeling it's something I've just got to get through. Sometimes you just get to the point where you just want to get on with it, don't you? So I think I'm at that stage. I think. Do I want to put a bit more something behind? Just going to look in my scrapbooks. So there's a little something I can just pop behind those flowers. A bit more of the, it's a bit more of the same lace. Don't really want to use the same again. What have I got here? That or this? Oop. Or got a piece of that, which is a bit smaller, not taking up quite as much, not showing, covering so much of the background vintage lace. Just gives it a little extra something. Don't really want an upside down heart, do we? Does that look right? No, I want something, I think I want something, do I want something rounder? Maybe this was just a bit big. Right, try that. For some reason I want that one there and this one at the bottom. Okay. Do we like that? I think maybe we do. Just a little extra something behind there. And then hopefully see, that's where that'll, so the twine will wrap around in between. That's the idea. Right, we're going to do that. I'm not convinced about this piece, I'm sorry. I need to find something with a different colour. It's not what I want. This was more the colour I was looking for. It wasn't the actual lace I had in mind, but it has got that nice little edge. So I don't know if it'll tear. Probably won't. Or maybe it will. Yeah. Just trying to tear. I don't usually tear lace, but I thought I'd give it a try. Probably ruin it now. It's probably not meant to be torn, but sometimes a bit of torn lace looks quite good. Nope, that way. Probably not in this case, but we'll see. Put my little flower there. My little flower there. Oh, I don't hate that piece. Kind of like this piece too. No, too much. There might be somewhere I can put it though. That might be what I need. It might be this piece. I'm really kind of liking this little torn piece, and I never thought I'd say that. That one. No, no, I'm going to do this. I really don't normally go for that sort of, I don't normally, I know I've just trimmed that bit off, but it was just too much. But I'm just going to put that piece on there. Yep. Do some, just dab it lightly again with the glue. It's not very thick. It should hold. There we are. And stick our little flower on. That one can go there. Oops. And these are both double flowers. They've got a little flower in the middle. There's not a lot of difference in the size, but they are meant to be kind of at slightly offset to each other. I'm not sure they are. I think the yellow one is. Put that there. Okay. I think that I'm pleased with that. That's worked out okay. Oh, and I was going to try and find a little word or phrase to put on the front here for some of these Tim Holtz. And not many left on this page. And I've just gone over them with a bit of ink. Oh, I'm going to have this one. It says, "Be awesome today." Still sticking with the walnut stain. this is going to work, because I couldn't find my little pin. Yep, it's coming out. Good, good. Have to have a search. I've got so many bits around me now. Not surprising it's disappeared. I'm just going to pop that right there. Be awesome today. Okay. Right, so now we just need to find something to bind around it, some twine or something similar. So we'll fold it all in. So yeah, we've got this on the inside and our lovely tag, and that's inside there. Oops, just catching that little bit on the eyelet. There we are. And fold that in. We've got our journal card here. Fold it in again. Pop this journal card in the side. So I may have made this one a little bit more bulky than previous models, just because I was having fun decorating. And it's not going to lie flat. Lie down. That's it. Lying down like that. So now I need to just find something to wrap around it. And I've got some twine. I don't know quite which would be the best one to use. I had a couple of options, and now I only can find one. Here is the other one. So I wondered about some red, because let's see if that looks any. I can find the bit that actually unravels. It's all a bit caught up on itself. So we've got the red. Not sure about the red. Can't get away from the fact that it looks like Christmas, can I? I can't get away from it. Then I've got this piece which I've used on a couple of the others. I'm just hoping I've got enough. It's a string, but it's got a little gold thread running through it, which I really like. So I've used it on a couple of the others. This may be, hopefully this is just enough for this one. So we'll wrap it. How do I wrap these normally? Round and again. That's it. And this. We've got a couple of wraps. Need a little bit longer. Yeah, should be enough. Fingers crossed. And then we just do a nice little bow. You know how I love to do bows on camera. Especially with twine. Let's see if I can do it in one take, one shot. There we are. Oh, yes, did. And it just gives it that finishing touch. I think the twine really, really makes it. So there we are. That's our little trifold one sheet wonder thingy. Whatever you want to call it. I really love this one. I love them all actually. I've really enjoyed making them. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. They are fun to make. Have a go at making one. Let me know if you have. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.